In my opinion, this is going to be the most life-changing seminar that we've given with you guys to date. And the reason that it's going to be the most life-changing seminar is because when we are working with our students and we are building our classes, one of the reasons that everybody in this room signed up is because there's really nothing in existence in the gun world as far as what the martial arts world has, right? What I mean by that is in the martial arts world, they start with a white belt and then they go to a black belt. And we all know that that journey from white belt to black belt is a very long, drawn out journey. And when people start in a white belt, they know that they're going to be spending a lot of time to get there. They're not going to have instant results. They know that they're signing up to a long-term commitment. In essence, the user that's going through that journey is getting real training. And so they benefit from that. The community that that person is in is getting real benefit because they have people out there that are actually trained. And the dojo is getting real benefit because they're able to earn more revenue and therefore train more people. But we have nothing like this in the gun world. So for most of us, we have class 1, right? Then we have class 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we can teach. But for most of us, only about 10% of people go from class 1 to class 2. And that's why we give our invitation and we sell the whole journey for $997 at the end of our introduction to firearm classes, is because our goal is to get the person real training. Our goal is to get real revenue so that we can help other people do training. And our goal is to really process that student through a journey that they otherwise wouldn't have taken, because we didn't present them with such a great opportunity. And so when I first brought Jim and Josh onto the team, one of the things that they said is that they both said this, that my business, when you join Warrior Marketing Group, your goal is to basically go from where you're at in marketing to where you want to be. Here's a better example. So for everybody in this room, okay, your gun skills, this is the top line here. And most of you guys are finding yourself in the top tier of gun skills. And so you can train people and you can use your gun and you're really good with it. But when it comes to marketing, most of us started down here where we don't have a lot of marketing skills. And my goal is to get your marketing skills in line with your gun skills. Because if you can market the way that you can handle a gun at that level of experience, your business will become unstoppable. But unfortunately, I haven't done a great job of giving you a white belt to black belt journey within this coaching program until now. And at the urging of both Jim and Josh, and at the ability of being able to work on my business, thanks to Jim and Josh joining the team, I have debuted what we call the H30K method ranks manual. The H30K method ranks manual is the system that brings your business from not being able to fill traffic, not being able to fill classes, to being a master marketer. And the process that we outline in this book is going to get you there. And every person in this room has a spot on each of the 4 ranks that we're going to go through today. And you are currently at one of those ranks. And our goal is to get you to the next level. And so the H30K ranks manual is how we take you from an initiate to a warrior. And this is exactly the method. And so inside the manual, it starts with a letter from me. It explains how to use the manual. We're going to fly through this. It's got a table of contents, but let's get to the real meat and potatoes, which, first of all, let's talk about the journey itself. The journey from initiate to operator to guardian to warrior. We're going to talk about the journey. And first, it lays a foundation of what an initiate is, of of the 4 levels, okay? And you're going to get a copy of this, but I will try to zoom in here as much as I can so that we can see that there are 4 levels of the journey that you are on right now. You start as an initiate. An initiate is really the student. You're really just getting in and getting Momentum HQ connected to Facebook and Instagram, and you're just really starting out on getting your business to be connected to Momentum HQ. Our goal is to get you to become an operator as soon as possible, which is defined as you've got your first funnel launched and you're running paid traffic to it. That's what an operator is. Our goal at operator status, which a lot of you guys are there, is to bring you to guardian status. Guardian status is you've got your Facebook ads launched, you've got your website, you've got your funnel going, and now you've given an invitation and you're starting to give invitations in your classes. And then a warrior is the master of the system. And this is where I want all of you to go. And this is the first time that we've really laid this out in this clear of a direction. And so in the beginning of the ranks manual, the first thing that I do is I go over why businesses stay stuck. I go over the marketing engine that we need to look at, the H30K philosophy. I just kind of give a framework, fundamental foundation of marketing that you need to know, like the 5 buying motivators: health, wealth, relationship, status, freedom. You guys have heard me say those things all the time, but this is where it's going to live. Exactly, I want this to be on your desk at all times, so that as you're going through, your entire goal is to go from operator to guardian, and then warrior, right? And so to do that, I've got this tool here. And let me explain the rank system a little further, okay? So for initiate, when you first join the program, and this is for Candy and Lakeisha that you guys joined this week, and others that are really in the beginning stages, the first thing is that we're just connecting all of our stuff together. That's really what we're doing, is connecting all of our fundamental foundational systems with Momentum HQ. We're getting our business phone number. We're getting we're porting on our numbers. Our phone numbers. We're just getting our first funnel off the ground, okay? And so for the initiate, I just have some basic training on the metapixel and custom conversions and launching your first ads, because the entire goal, when you transfer from an initiate to an operator, all that means is Momentum HQ is set up and you've got your first Facebook ads running. That's all the difference is. And so what I want you guys to do during this presentation is I want you to start identifying where you're at on this list: initiate, operator, guardian, warrior. Okay, so initiates are, you've just gotten set up, you haven't set up your Momentum HQ is not fully set up, you do not have ads running, you do not have a funnel going. So the promotion requirements from initiate to operator is that your Momentum HQ account is fully set up, your domain is connected, your payment processor is integrated, and ultimately your metapixel and your custom conversions are firing correctly, and your first meta campaign is launched and you've got paid ads running. That is the minimum requirements to progress the next stage. The next stage is the operator. So the engine has been built. Now it's time to step on the fuel a little bit. And so we go through a little bit of foundations on exactly what that looks like and creating ads that convert. So this is my ad system that you guys have heard me say over and over and over. The process is, how do we create these ads? Well, first we have a call out, then we have our value, then we have our call to action. That's how I create ads. That's how I want you to create ads, right? Whether it's an image ad or a video ad. I talk about congruency, which means that what you say in your ad needs to be what is said on the landing page so that you can see if that's a problem with your business. Filling classes more consistently with a front-end offer and an immediate upsell, and then back-end revenue, which is where your invitation lies, right? And the promotion requirement for this section is, in order for you to progress from operator to guardian, this gets a little bit more challenging. This means you have achieved a profitable cost per acquisition on your front-end offer. Then you demonstrate a minimum of 75% class capacity for 3 consecutive classes. Then you must be able to create an automation and create a funnel inside of Momentum HQ. So you have to be able to create one, and you don't have to create it from scratch. I just want you to clone it and be able to, create a funnel and create an automation for that funnel. You must be able to create and test a custom conversion inside of Meta. And in a lot of cases, for people that don't have classes like Chet or Jim, right? Actual numbers may vary, and you can apply to progress to move forward on this to become to go from operator to guardian based on your numbers. If your business isn't exactly a firearm training business, right? Like Jim's gun cleaning kits, Chet's got the Go gun, so on and so forth. Okay, and so, but the bottom line is, in order for you to progress, what you can see during this progression, that this entire idea here is that we have to be able to give you the skills and the standards to get you to move forward. And so what are the minimum skills you need to take the next step with your business? And then that is the requirement to move forward. And so the next stage of the game is the guardian. This gets significantly more difficult. The guardian means you've mastered the basics and your classes are getting full, your ads are getting profitable, your automations are saving you time and money. You're now a guardian. And your identity at that point shifts again. You're not just managing a machine that somebody else built for you. You're now an independent operator who can build, fix, and scale your systems yourself. This is the guardian is a serious player. And so you can create your own ads, and you can build your own funnels and automations, and you can optimize your own meta campaign, and you can install your high ticket invitation system. Your high ticket invitation system is the system that you are going to use at the end of your class to give your invitation, right? This is where you're going to give your invitation. For instance, I know I've said this before, but on April 4th of this, actually next week, time is flying, I have 100 people registered for my concealed carry class here in Florida. I'm going to, so initially I spent $2,200 on ads. I got back $4,200 already. So I earned $2,000 just off those ads. So if we're looking at the operator status, I need to be able to have ads that are profitable on the front end and my class at least 75% full, both of which I check that box for. And then I need to give an invitation, and I'll be giving an invitation to that class. Now, my class, since it is 100 people in that class, my goal for my invitation is a little bit lower. I have a 10% goal. I want 10 people to sign up and accept my invitation at $997. So that means that class will be close to a $15,000 class if all goes well. And I'll be recording that with a professional videographer as well so that you guys can see the invitation too. But this is the stage of the game where the guardian is getting serious about giving the invitation. And so for those of you who are able to build your own funnel and able to do your own automations and you're able to build a custom conversion, the next step is for your invitations to start being honed in, because that's where you really go to the next step. And so in order for you to progress from guardian, which is already a very serious qualification because of the skills that you need to master to be there, the next step is you need to successfully produce and launch at least 3 original ads without using a template. So you're creating 3 video ads without using a template. You have to be able to achieve a funnel opt-in rate of 15% or higher through split testing, or 2% of sales. So remember, when we are optimizing a funnel, we want 20% opt-in. So your standard here is only 15. We want 3% sale rate. Your standard here is only 2. So these might sound pretty complex, but we left some wiggle room because you are still learning and still testing in the operator stage. So then we want you to successfully deliver the high ticket invitation at the end of at least 1 live class and enroll at least 1 student into a high ticket program. And we call a high ticket program something $700 or above. And the idea, and then we say out of, lightheartedness or any combination of the above that the Jedi Council approves, Jedi Council being Jim, Josh, and I. You guys know that I am in my Star Wars room right now. This is a Star Wars thing. Star Wars back there, so Jedi Council, it just comes naturally to us, or at least the nerd in me. Okay, and then that's when you come to become a warrior. And the warrior is our highest level. A warrior is not defined by how much money you make. A warrior is defined by who you have become in this process and what you have built. You have a predictable, scalable marketing engine. You've got a high ticket program that generates premium revenue for your business. You have systems that run without you, and you're no longer working in the business every hour of the day because now you are operating as a CEO. And so we want you to perfect the high ticket enrollment system at this point. In order for you to be deemed a warrior, a marketing warrior, you have to be able to fill the house, give them an unbelievable experience, and invite them into your high ticket program. And so in order for you to progress, you need your automations, your marketing to the masses, and then ultimately the requirements to be issued warrior status is that you spend a minimum of $1,000 a month on meta ads for at least 2 months. That's a low standard, by the way. Most of us are spending more than that. You're able to get above 30 new students a month. You're able to get at least 10 students a month to accept your high ticket invitations every month for 2 months, which means you've generated at least $20,000 in revenue for 2 months just on your invitations. And you've achieved a 10% of new students that accept high ticket invitations for 2 months. And you've generated at least $10,000 a month in revenue for your initial offer products for 2 months. And so a lot of us are looking at these standards and they're saying, oh my gosh, how am I going to get to the point of being able to charge or being able to earn $20,000 a month or $30,000 a month in order to become a warrior? The answer to that is simple. You follow the process. You follow the system. The people that are doing the best in this program, this is what I modeled this off of, right? So I modeled this off of the people that are doing the best in the program that are having the best results. What did they actually do? And when I broke down using AI, all of the calls that I had with my top students in this program, my top performers, I had it indicate like at what steps did they achieve success? And what I did was I mirrored their success so that I can more easily, and Jim and I and Josh and I we can get you to where you need to be faster. And so these standards are not to keep you from doing it. These standards are so that you know what you need to do in order to move forward. And at every stage of the game, in fact, if we go back to the initiate, so I'll just make one note about the initiate here. When you are initiate, for those of you who are initiates, as an initiate, I'm quoting from the book, as an initiate, you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like everyone else understands something that you don't. You're going to question whether you made the right decision to join the program. This is normal. It's the filter. The people who push through this phase are the ones who build empires. The next stage, as an operator, here's what you're going to feel. You're going to feel momentum. The machine is running. Leads are coming in. Classes are filling. You're going to feel the first real taste of what a predictable business feels like. That's where your confidence starts to get built. Next stage, as a guardian, you're going to feel independence. You're no longer waiting for someone to fix things for you. You understand the system deeply enough to diagnose problems and solve them yourself and help others do the same. And that's where the real power lives. And as a warrior, you're going to feel legacy. You're no longer just running a business. You're leading a movement. You are the person who other people in your industry look up to. Congratulations, you've earned it. And so during this process, I had to come up with a reward system. So just like we're doing a 5-star review contest right now, 505 stars by June 1st, $500 to whoever gets the most 5-star reviews by June 4th, I believe it is. I want a reward system for you attaining the rank of warrior. And so I kind of thought long and hard about this. First, I thought about giving everybody a free gun, and then I'm like, no, that's not going to do it. I want to symbolize that you have achieved warrior status. I want to knight you. And so when I thought of that word knight, the first thing that came to mind, when you achieve warrior status, I am going to ship you a sword. And the sword, on the sword, it says marketing warrior in Old English font. And to me, this symbolizes true movement, true warrior status. This is your gift to mount, put on your desk, wear because you have a concealed carry permit or an open carry permit, whatever you want to do. But this is going to be my gift for you for joining and becoming a warrior. Now, if you are in the premium program, you get the full size. If you are in the group coaching program, you get just as cool of a product that you can mount on your desk a little bit easier. This one says H30K Movement Master. It's a little bit smaller than the other one, but if you are in the group coaching program, this is your gift for becoming a warrior. This is your gift if you are in the premium program for becoming a warrior. And my goal is to ship as many swords as possible, because what that means is that you have achieved a level of status and independence in this business and this process to become a true marketing warrior, somebody who's leading a movement, somebody who is transforming the country, and somebody who's making a ton of money doing it. And so I want you to all get a copy of the H30K manual, the ranks manual. You will find this by logging into Momentum HQ and clicking your onboarding tab on the left-hand side. At the bottom of the onboarding tab, you are able to download a free version digitally, but I want you to upgrade to the printed version. Now, this is not cheap to get printed. This is actually way more expensive to get printed than my book, which is surprising to me. So I have to charge for it, but I'm not going to charge you shipping. And so I want you to grab at least the digital copy today. If not, also get your printed manual. And the reason that I suggest you have the printed manual is there's a lot of work in here, like your hero story, your, things like that you can write. There's notes all over it. I want you to have this thing highlighted and noted up and sitting on your desk. So when you think, what do I need to do next for my business? The answer is on your desk. This is what you need to do next to move your business forward. And this is the path that if you take, not only will you make a lot more money, but you will have more world change and leave a bigger legacy.